Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday, November the 26th. Welcome back to the evening update, guys. And as Shell says, repost the live, folks. Thank you very much. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the United States. So make sure that you tell your loved ones something that you're thankful for. Make sure that you attend a Thanksgiving dinner with somebody. Try not to be alone. Try to go to a friend's house, family member's house. Just find a reason to be thankful, guys. It's always a way to be positive, especially in this season. People during the holidays tend to be fairly, it can be get pretty negative. So try to stay positive and surround yourself with the people that matter most to you. But we're going to kick this one off. You can start checking out the old profile there, folks. Go to the links there. You can leave a tip. You can go to the website, patriotdad.org. Pull it up. Siraj built this. If you need a website built for a Linktree replacement, just reach out to Siraj. He makes a pretty good website, guys. So you can see there, you can buy me a cup of coffee. That's a much better way to support the show than it is to do super chats. Super chats, like half of it goes to Alphabet Google. No thanks. If you guys want to, and that's the only way you can, like I'm not going to say no. I appreciate any of the support, guys, but buy me a coffee would be better. Or check out the merch store. We're adding some new designs every week, it seems like at this point. Shell has helped me out with that. So Shell has a section on there as well, as Karen is going to be getting a shirt added here soon. You can check out the link to my business. You can check out the link to my profile on X, YouTube, and Rumble. If you support me at any or all of those, that is free. So I appreciate your support there. Costs you nothing. And it helps out the channel, helps me bring you guys more content. So I appreciate it. But let's get this show kicked off. We have a couple of stories in immigration and what happens when you don't control your immigration. Well, as Wall Street Mav points out, the British Empire has been reduced to this. This is a story about how the government was told to put a 20-pound sterling tax on kitchen knives to deter knife crime. Guys, this is not how you do it. They already took away their guns. You already can't own guns, right? Self-defense gun use? No, like not a thing. So then they're like, oh, knives. Well, then people started using knives. So they started to ban knives. Now they're taxing knives. What's next? Baseball bats, golf clubs, cricket bats, I guess, if you're in the UK. Like, where does it end? Other than with innocent people dying and the government being useless. We can't let this stuff spread to the United States, folks. We need to respect the Second Amendment. We have a story on that coming up in a little bit. Apparently, we need another government organization at the DOJ to support the Second Amendment. I don't know why we need more government offices to support the Second Amendment. How about we just respect the Second Amendment? Crispy, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Karen, also happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, folks. Karen and Crispy, both regulars in the chat. I appreciate you guys very much. But guys, taxing knives is like the dumbest thing. Former circuit judge Nick Madge, sounds like a vag, has written to the chancellor calling for a tax of around 20 pounds sterling on pointed knives to discourage customers from using them. So no pointy knives, just blunt knives, because we all know knives are only used for stabbing, not slashing. Next, they're going to make it dull knives. Dull, blunted knives are going to be the only thing you can buy in the UK. You'll have better luck cutting it with the side of your fork by the time these idiots are done. Like, what happened? The British Empire used to be the most powerful force on planet Earth. Now they're afraid of pointy knives. You can't take them seriously, can you?
Nope.
Even the kids say no. Asylums will reduce a lot of this crap. Yes, that's true. Mental health is important. The people that are suffering from mental health crises tend to be violent. Make asylums great again. Yes. Here we got a story from Timcast News. Bella Thompson is free on bail after authorities say she drove a U-Haul towards DHS officers during an Oakland immigration protest last month. The officers opened fire when the truck didn't stop. She's now charged with assault on federal officers.
A woman accused of driving a U-Haul truck toward officers during an immigration protest in Oakland last month is now free on bail. Authorities say 26-year-old Bella Thompson accelerated towards officers on the bridge at Coast Guard Island. They opened fire on the truck when it did not stop. Thompson is charged with assault on federal officers. The protest was against the deployment of immigration agents to the Bay Area. Demonstrators say Thompson was not part of their group.
Free on bail, though. Like, really bad decisions. Somebody got shot. It really felt like a dry run. Why else are you going to take a moving truck and run it towards the checkpoint at a military base, if not doing a dry run? See what happens, right? Test the limits. What happens if it's full of ANFO, guys? Like, it just felt off. Something felt weird about the whole thing. And as Ravenous Lioness in the comments there points out, and Tina Peters still sits in jail for not breaking the law. Yeah, isn't that a little offensive to you guys? It is to me. But if you don't have the right political persuasion, I guess the corruption doesn't matter, right? If you have a D next to your name, you can be corrupt as hell and do whatever you want. It's fine. If you have an R or you don't have a D, you get thrown in jail and kept there for nonsense. That doesn't sound like how things are supposed to work in any civilized society, especially the United States. You got this one, Rapper Response 47. Check this one out. This is one of my favorite stories this week. Starting January 1st of 2026, an annual National Park Federal Recreation Lands Pass will remain $80 for Americans, but it will increase to $250 for non-residents. Non-residents will pay a new $100 per person fee in addition to the usual entry fee at 11 of the most visited parks. Imagine that. Prioritizing the citizens. That seems like a strange concept. I feel like we might have talked about that on the show before. Karen also had said before, I apologize to delay in reading this, says the sun would never set on the British Empire. Before it didn't, right? It spanned the globe to the point where the sun was always shining somewhere in the British Empire. Now look at it. But yes, America first, guys. Like, I know tourism is important, right? That's why it's not America only, but like, I wouldn't be opposed to making it citizens only. Or at least you have to be in a vehicle or with somebody who is a citizen. I'd be fine with that. Or Karen just said that's actually a good point too. Taxpayers should get it free. Make it $500 for non-residents. $500 for non-residents, free for citizens. I like it. Hello, friends. I've been MIA on X, but wanted to come and say hi. Hi, Chad. Welcome. Welcome to the chat, Chad. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your show of support. I'm not kidding about the NGO comment about nuclear advocacy, by the way. I think it's a good idea. I think we need it. Our nuclear policy is hot garbage in the United States. Just saying. But yeah, guys, I think this is a great idea. We definitely charging two different rates for residents and non-residents. I think that we should make citizens free, residents $100 or $80, non-residents $400, like another tier to the system. Make it citizens free. They are our parks. Like they're American parks. They should be free to citizens. I don't know. Chat says I'm in. We'll figure it out. We gotta iron out some details. I have no idea what the F I'm doing when it comes to business stuff, but like I am very pro nuclear power, very knowledgeable, can write up all kinds of things. I can promote nuclear power till I'm red in the face, and I think it makes more sense to get paid to do it. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I don't see the point of doing anything for free. I do this already for free. But yeah, guys, great to see tiered pricing there for residents and non-residents. Matt Van Swal with this one. Holy crap. Charlotte, North Carolina has announced that they are going to give out $100,000 to those that lost money due to the Border Patrol operations during the last week. They are literally going to take funds and they're going to send them to nonprofits like the Carolina Migrant Network and Latin American Coalition. Like, I don't understand how this is legal. The city is going to give $100,000 to people who lost money during the Border Patrol operations. They're going to take taxpayer city money and give it to what is most likely going to be criminal aliens because they were impacted by ICE operations. And then it's going to go to, that these, if you follow the money on the Carolina Migrant Network and the Latin American Coalition, they're probably tied to the Catholic Church. It's probably part of the network of Catholic charities that is destroying this nation. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, I don't even understand why Catholic charities are trying to undermine this country. Why is it the Christian nations are fighting with each other and undermining each other? Don't we have enough problems when it comes to non-Christian nations in our nation? Like, why are we always at odds with other Christian nations? I do not understand this. It doesn't make sense to me other than divide and conquer. Yes, Protestants and Catholics have two very different views of Christianity, but we're both still Christians. Why are we not uniting against the people that aren't Christians at all that are trying to undermine our country? Like, I don't know. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but definitely don't give taxpayer money to criminal aliens. Please stop at all levels. Cities, states, the federal government. No benefits, no taxpayer money should be given to criminal aliens. Full stop. That's it. We need to stop it. So with this, I'm already irritated. Oh God, the government this week, not on my good side. But we're going to leave immigration at least because that's really irritating. But we're going to go from immigration into government, which is also irritating for me right now. And we have a story coming up very soon that will tell you exactly why. What are you doing? You okay? What? Okay, well, I can't play with you, buddy. I'm on the show. Sure. You want to say hi?
Hi.
All right. His sister is asleep, so he's wants somebody to play with him, and it's like, I ain't it. Control is the reason. Yeah, it seems to always be the reason, Crispy. You're probably not wrong. Aladdin with this one. Russia claims to want peace, but last night's massive attack reveals a very different intention. I can't read any of that, but I'm assuming all of those lines are attack paths from Russia into Ukraine. That's fine. I can't none of it's translated. But you see there, Kira Reddick says, we need a ceasefire first. Any talk of a peace deal is meaningless while Russia continues its terror. The wording is propaganda to me. I don't like it. Oh, look, the boy has a nice art piece. I like it. Oh, and the back. Okay, both sides. We're doing lots of artwork. Good job, buddy. Pray for the families, West Virginia National Guardmen that were killed. I can't imagine. Yes, Karen, we are covering that story coming up, I believe, in the crime section. But yes, definitely, guys, we'll get to that story. But yes, Karen is correct. Two West Virginia National Guard folks were murdered in Washington, D.C. today, and they have apprehended the gunman. So we will cover that. But definitely keep those families and everyone in their prayers. Sith Master says spaghetti. It kind of does look like spaghetti, so I'll give you that. It's Waxia Paquette spaghetti is the white, the yellow, and the red, apparently. Yeah, Russia claims to want peace. Yeah, I agree. Like, as long as the fighting is still happening, it's going to be... As I punch my microphone. As long as there's fighting still happening, a ceasefire or a peace deal is going to be difficult. But guys, as Trump says, if they want to keep fighting after this and not sign the peace deal, they can do it on their own terms. That we don't need to be involved anymore. I don't understand why we are still involved, to be honest. Like you got here from Tim Pool. Says this is our opportunity to say enough. America should not be involved. Renewed U.S.-Russia talks might be a real shot at a peace deal and a halt to a seemingly endless stream of American dollars poured into this war. Yeah, guys, the amount of money that has gone into this Ukraine conflict is absolutely insane. Not a fan. I don't think our tax money should be used for this. It's Europe's issue. Let Europe deal with it. But we'll see. Let's see what Tim has to say about it.
We've got this news. U.S. and Russia to hold new talks as Ukraine hopes to finalize peace deal. This report coming in just a moment ago. And this is what we're hoping for, ladies and gentlemen. For all the naysayers, all the crackpot cultists who just wanted us to be at war for whatever reason, this is our opportunity to say enough. And I got to say, America should not be involved. And they say, you're Russian stooge, because I don't want the U.S. to spend $250 billion in Ukraine. I can say the same of Israel.
Yes. And you probably could and should at this point. Look, I'm tired of the U.S. being involved and funding foreign wars entirely. We have enough problems at home. We should stop sending our money and supporting wars everywhere else.
This idea that we are going to dump all, you know what? I'm going to break all this down for you guys. You know what? I'm going to break all this down for these, the people who are overt Zionists who are like, Tim, we have to fund Israel, but they don't want to hear the arguments. And the people who think we should be funding Ukraine who don't want to hear the arguments, and literally any other country, mind you, be it something in the Middle East, Iraq, Afghanistan, money being dumped into these places. There is, and I give you, a fact-based, legitimate argument against all of this. And if you want your cake and you want to eat it too, we got to have a discussion.
And we should, guys. I think we really do need to have a broader discussion about foreign wars in general. How many times have we funded these things and the weapons have been used against our soldiers? I have a video about that on my YouTube channel about fighting our own equipment. It's been happening for decades, Karen. In fact, it happens so often, it's predictable at this point. But you also have to remember, the United States is the largest arms dealer in the world. We tend to give weapons and intelligence to both sides of a conflict until we pick a winner, and then we just give a little more weapons to the side we want to win. We still sell to both 90% of the time. 90% is an arbitrary number I picked out of my ass. Like, it's not a real statistically backed number. So don't try and fact check me on it, bro. But like, we supply both sides of conflicts way too often. In fact, Europe is funding both sides of this conflict. When you really look at the money, Germany buys its natural gas from Russia. So Germany is giving money to Russia. And then Germany is giving money and weapons to Ukraine. And then they're going to stand there and pretend like it's our problem to help fix. Guys, there are so many layers to this stuff that the media will never talk to you about. If you just listen to what CNN or Fox tells you, like, you're going to be woefully uninformed. Europe is giving Russia money, and then Europe is giving money to Ukraine. Europe is funding both sides of this war. We are funding both sides of this war. And it's money that we don't have, guys. We're over $38 trillion in debt. Convert that into your local currency if you're not in the U.S. It's obnoxious, it's silly, and it needs to stop. Like, now. You got this one, State of Oregon. This is going into some state government. State of Oregon has declared a national emergency following a major failure of the Olympic pipeline, which supplies 90% of the state's fuel. The pipeline remains shut down due to a leak, raising widespread concerns over fuel availability and potential shortages. Progressive states, guys. The other part of this is, as I say in my comment here, it's almost like single point failures are dumb and should be engineered out of existence for critical infrastructure. Why is there one pipeline that does 90% of anything? That's pretty dumb. As Winkleworm said, Wrinkleworm, always shortages in Democrat-run S-holes. When will they learn? They won't. They will not. You also have here, the system is not sensitive enough to detect it. This is talking about why did BP's detection system fail to identify the leak? It appears from the amount of excavating they're doing that this has been going on for a while. Someone didn't notice 21,000 gallons. Seems like it is a volume for the, yeah. Seems like it should know volume A didn't make it to B. Yeah. If you're sending fluids from one point to another in a pipeline, the amount of fluid that leaves one point should probably be approximately the amount of fluid that shows up at the other end. Just saying. If not, maybe figure out where it went. Seems pretty easy to me, but apparently it's not. So we have a fuel leak. That's fun. 90% of their fuel supplies are at risk. This is where we get into why I have a bone to pick with the government this week, guys. Little quick story. I went to the DMV and I almost completely lost my mind. In my divorce, my car was given to me. My ex is still on the title. My ex will not sign things for reasons. So I had to hire an attorney to then go to the court and get an order for a court officer to sign the paperwork on her behalf. Then I had to pay a second attorney to do so. Did that. Went to the DMV. And because I've already moved out of the state, they said they can't give me a new title because my current car insurance is in Virginia, not West Virginia. And I said, well, I'm living in Virginia now. And they said, well, you would either have to get a plate in Virginia, which I can't do because my title is in West Virginia. What, bud? Well, then get your sister, buddy. Anyways, you're going to have to wait, buddy. So then I said, fine. So I filled out the title. They said, nope, we cannot issue you a new title without having West Virginia insurance. To which I said, I can't get West Virginia insurance today. And I took a day off of work to come do this. I had to drive an hour and a half to go do this. He said, well, you should try going to the Virginia DMV and see if they'll take it. But because we asked you to put your West Virginia address at the top of this title, they may not accept it because they are going to want a Virginia address on the title to issue you a new title. To which I damn near lost my mind because now I have a car that is not that it's titled in the wrong state, and I can't get a new title with my ex-wife's name not on it. So now I have to make another appointment to go to my current state's DMV and hope that somebody there has a brain, because if they want me to be able to register this car and ever pay them taxes on it, I need to be able to get a fresh title, which I've already been to that DMV before, and they said they wouldn't do without my ex-wife's signature on the title. But now I have that from the court. I have decided, folks, that if I cannot get this car titled properly, that when the registration runs out, I think I'm just going to burn it. I'll just cancel the insurance on it and I'll just burn it and make a YouTube video out of it or something. Like, I'm so pissed at this point. So that's why this is my post. I selfishly put this in the show. But the government's supposed to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. It sure as hell doesn't feel that way anymore. The DMV today made me want to throw all of the tea in the harbor. We don't have to live like this, guys. We are being punished by mindless, half-retarded bureaucrats. We are being abused by our own government. Law-abiding people that are just trying to do the right thing every day. It needs to stop, guys. We don't have to live like this. There are services that work with dealerships on issues like this. I'll ask my old title clerk. Hey, any help that I can get, but it's one of those film it going off a cliff and send it to your... I need to make some content out of it, guys, because if I can't register it, I can't drive it. And if I can't drive it, that thing's going to become a video. I don't care if I've got to arrange it with the local fire department and just make a whole thing of it. I will. I will do it on principle. They can practice firefighting with car fires with it for all I care. And then this is a little meme I just had to throw in here as a follow-up. X just crashed, but the video kept going. Hell yeah. All right. So this is my meme, guys. F the government. This is my feeling right now, guys. I'm so... The DMV, you have no idea what you've started. You got anyone, if you want, you can share with me any of your silly DMV stories, because for some reason the DMV is always the worst of government. It seems like, you know, aside from the federal government that's robbing us blind and enriching themselves while I struggle to pay my bills and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, that. Keep it up, guys. I'm not liking you any more than I already do. It's only getting worse. Native Patriot, in response to Rozzler's Department of Justice announced the creation of a new office focusing on the enforcement of your constitutional right to bear arms. Like, who asked for another government office to enforce our right to bear arms? Shouldn't there be less government offices? I haven't seen Zootopia, Crispy, but I will take your word for it. It says Zootopia's DMV scene is accurate. I haven't seen it. I feel like I should. I have 2 kids. I probably should watch that movie. But Native here says also, just like I said, and I agree with, instead of dismantling the ATF, they create another government institution. Why do I feel like I'm in idiocracy? Well, because we are. And every year, in fact, I rewatch Idiocracy. It's about that time to rewatch it again for the year to see how much closer we have gotten to the documentary that was sent to us from the future, known as Idiocracy. If you haven't seen it, you should. And then you should rewatch it every year so that you can see how we have progressed towards Ow My Balls and the giant Costco that gives out law degrees. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And you get a gun, and you get a gun, and you get a gun. Your kids will love it. Fantastic, Crispy. I will see if I can find it. I was told another couple of movies I got to get. I got to get Hercules, apparently. The Disney never opens their vault. Like, F those clowns. Like, I really don't want to give them any more money. Shell says, it's a good one of the best scenes in the whole movie. Okay. Will I think it's funny at this point, or will I be mad because of my experience with the DMV? Getting closer and closer to Idiocracy. That, yes. 100% Crispy. Hegseth coming out against Senator Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly with, when I was 22. What, buddy? Okay. I apologize. My son has decided that he wanted to use the restroom. So I need to help him for a minute. So bear with me and enjoy the chair. I will be back in like 1 minute. Sorry. Not sorry. All right. Did the chair entertain you? Well, you probably could have pre-read the article I'm about to read you real quick, but Mark Kelly, one of the, we'll just not say, we won't use the word treasonous, but one of the people that was trying to instigate people to violate their oath that they took when they joined the military. When I was 22 years old, I was commissioned, blah, 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 and missiles. I had blown up my jet, blah, blah, blah. Hegseth's tweet is the first I heard of this. I also saw the president's post saying I should be arrested, hanged, and put to death. If this is meant to intimidate me and other members of Congress from doing our jobs and holding our administration accountable, it won't work. Oh, yes, good job. My favorite part, though, is, so, Captain Kelly, not only did your sedition video intentionally undercut good order and discipline, but you can't even display your uniform correctly. Your medals are out of order and rows are reversed. When and if you are recalled to active duty, I will start with a uniform inspection. You know what's really funny about this, guys, is that for the most part, once you get a certain number of medals, when you take your uniform to the Navy exchange to get it like dry cleaned and get it like put together, you let the very nice Filipina ladies that work at the Navy exchange, you let them put your medals in the correct order. They do a very good job. You don't try to do that yourself. Let the nice Filipina ladies at the Navy exchange do it for you, so you don't have this problem. You don't want to get your medals out of order. That's silliness. There's a whole manual, a whole like order requirement for these. Just let the nice ladies at the Navy exchange take care of that for you. But a uniform inspection is hell. I still have a recurring nightmare. Like, I haven't had it in the last few years, but like for a long time, I had a recurring nightmare that I went on deployment without a full sea bag, which, secret, almost nobody goes on deployment with a full sea bag, which is all of your required uniforms. And if you get sent to mass, the first thing they do is a sea bag inspection. So people are borrowing uniforms from people. It's quite the thing. But my recurring nightmare was that I was given a sea bag inspection because I never went underway with a full sea bag. So this one hits a little bit close to home, and I like it. So yes, uniform inspection. And then he comes out and goes on the news and whines some more. So let's listen to this.
Rachel, I've had a missile blow up next to my airplane. I've been shot down, nearly shot down multiple times.
Well, nice little backpedal and correction there.
I've flown a rocket ship into space 4 times, built by the lowest bidder. And my wife, Gabby Giffords, meeting with her constituents, shot in the head, 6 people killed around her. A horrific thing. She spent 6 months in the hospital.
I believe it's about Giffords.
We know what political violence is, and we know what causes it, too. You know, the statements that Donald Trump made is insightful, incites others. He's got millions of supporters. People listen to what he says more so than anybody else in the country. And he should be careful with his words. But I'm not going to be silenced here. Is it stressful? I've been stressed by, things more important than.
Isn't it interesting when you have somebody who's not careful with their words trying to call somebody else out and tell them that they should be careful with their words? This person literally was telling people to ignore orders. Like, how pot, meat kettle, you're both black kind of thing. Like, what is happening? Crispy says this dude needs to be in prison. Probably.
Donald Trump trying to intimidate me into shutting my mouth and not doing my job. He didn't like what I said. I'm going to show up for work every day, support the Constitution, do my job, hold this administration accountable, hold this president accountable when he is out of line. That's the responsibility of every U.S. senator and every member of Congress. He's not going to silence us.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Also, I appreciate Karen. Thank you while I was away for a minute to tell people to chat amongst yourselves. Democrats who served in the military and support sedition against the president. Oh, change view. Are now saying the Secretary of War Pete Hegseth's Pentagon better be prepared to recall all of us if they recall Mark Kelly for a courts-martial. Okay. Yes. Your terms are acceptable. Thank you, Eric Daughtry. I agree. Guys, okay. We'll recall all of you then. Like, thank you for volunteering. Challenge, yes, Crispy, exactly. Challenge accepted. Oh, okay. Fine. We will courts-martial all of you. And then you got this. This is the last story in government. This kind of almost falls under corruption. Probably should have. I am about to go into the corruption section, so I left it right here between the two sections because it kind of could be either. The Biden administration reportedly pushed airports to house criminal aliens despite multiple warnings it could put travelers at risk. 11 airports were asked to operate as shelters.
The administration allegedly pressured airports to house migrants despite warnings it could compromise safety and put travelers at risk. That, according to a new bombshell Senate report that says the Biden administration directed federal agencies to find airport facilities that could be used as shelters or migrant processing facilities.
Meanwhile, you need a cavity search, multiple forms of ID, and a ticket to be there. Apparently, we're just going to let criminal aliens be in the facility and use it as a migrant shelter. What?
At least 11 airports were allegedly asked to find space, including Chicago's O'Hare and JFK here in New York. All right.
How about no? How about no? Like, that's an awful idea. It's bad enough that we were closing public schools so that students could not attend classes so that they could house migrants. Crispy says, cue the rubber gloves. Yikes. But we're going to get at our corruption section. This was the FBI has begun scheduling interviews with the 6 Democrat senators after they appeared in a video urging military members to refuse illegal orders. Because right after that, a couple of days following their video, they started pushing in the media very heavily what they thought the illegal orders were. And a lot of them were the murking of the fisher boats. Yeah, so the Democrats have taken a position that they would rather defend criminal aliens, drug traffickers, and everyone else and do it publicly. It's very strange, guys. It's a very strange thing. The Trump derangement syndrome is so strong that they are willing to take the opposite position in all of these things that are very popular topics, really. Is what it is. Thomas Massey has a very good point here. It says it's not a crime to carry over $10,000. We just want to know about it. Why? Why? What if I want to travel with $10,000? Why do I have to tell you that? It's none of your business. But then the CBP says officers in Texas seized over $70,000 in unreported U.S. currency. This is why people are choosing crypto, by the way, folks. Because crypto isn't subject to this. At least not right now. I'm sure it will be. And that, as Thomas Massey points out, guys, if this person isn't guilty, this is theft. Like, you straight up took their money. Like, civil asset forfeiture and this whole, like, oh, you didn't report your cash, we're going to take your cash. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'd rather fight the war on drugs by using Hellfire missiles on drug boats than this. Like, this is just abusive. I don't like it. You also have the corruption. Crispy says money grab. Literally, they grabbed somebody's money and took it. Holy crap, a DOJ employee has been arrested for doxing an agent to a person on a live stream with his personal info in Texas. There's a sick and twisted rot within our DOJ that still exists, folks. Must be rooted out. Make an example of this lady.
First at 5, a federal employee charged with terrorism. She is accused of sharing the name of a federal agent with someone who made a threat against them. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Christine Galvan. Javi is off today. We learned of Karen De Leon's arrest just within...
Of course. It's a Linda. I mean, a Karen. But we don't call them Karens. It's a Linda.
In the last 20 minutes, the Cameron County DA's office says she revealed the agent's name on a social media live stream. The stream was part of a federal law enforcement operation in June. Another man reportedly made a death threat toward one of the agents in the live stream. That is who she allegedly gave the agent's name to. The DA's office says De Leon is an employee at the United States Attorney's Office in Brownsville. She is charged with terrorism and tampering with evidence.
Guys, just because Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are there doesn't mean the problems are gone. This bureaucracy is full of corrupt individuals, guys. These organizations, these entities in the federal government are still full of progressive operatives. Don't be a Linda, as Crispy points out. President Trump is reportedly considering removing Director Kash Patel in the coming months as concerns and frustrations grow among his senior aides over recent negative headlines surrounding Patel. Says blah, 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 nothing but MSM lies. Roz Alerts repeats, trust in Kash has completely collapsed, which is why I wouldn't be shocked if this turns out to be true. Well, it looks like it's not necessarily true, at least according to Caroline Leavitt and the White House. Timcast News reported this. Caroline Leavitt is refuting. I feel like that's not spelled correctly. Refuting? Refuting? I don't know. An MS Now report claiming President Trump is considering removing Kash Patel. Leavitt says that she was in the Oval Office when the story dropped and the president laughed at the headline and that he even posed for a photo with Patel to show his confidence in his work. I'm not a huge fan at this point. I haven't seen a lot of good things come out of our Justice Department. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the FBI turns things around. I hope Kash and Dan do some good things. But there's not a lot of things that are coming out of this administration right now that are good. Like, what good media stories have you seen about government people being held accountable by the government? If you want to put it in the chat, you let me know if you have any, but I don't really recall too many victories that we've had. So I get it. We want to show support. We want to be positive, but I just don't see it. And then this from Gardner. The EPA is beginning to allow the use of pesticides containing PFAS on foods. Forever chemicals, folks. Karen says none. Yeah, exactly. Poisoning our foods and our bodies. Thank you, Gardner, for posting this to raise awareness so that I could see it. You got here, though, last week the agency approved 2 pesticides that qualify as PFAS. It means the farmers could spread them on crops like romaine lettuce, broccoli, and potatoes. Washington Post is reporting an agency plans to approve 4 more pesticides. Not much is known about the long-term impact, but PFAS have been linked to certain cancers, birth defects, and other health problems. Guys, this is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all.
Starting to allow the use of pesticides containing PFAS on food. It's part of an effort to roll back the regulation of what are called forever chemicals because they don't break down easily in the environment. Last week, the agency approved the use of 2 new pesticides that qualify as PFAS. It means that farmers could spread them on crops like romaine lettuce, broccoli, and potatoes. The Washington Post is reporting that agency plans to approve 4 more pesticides. Not much is known about their long-term impact, but PFAS have been linked to certain cancers, birth defects, and other health problems. In a statement to the NewsHour today, the EPA said it will provide transparent, science-based information on how the chemicals are evaluated.
Yes, science-based. Trust the experts, we keep getting told.
Nope.
Like Crispy says, guys, at this point, we just need to start growing as much of our own food as we can. Like, you almost can't trust the healthy food that's at the grocery store anymore because it's sprayed with this crap. Or your apples and other produce are coated with the Bill Gates coating on your apples that you can't just wash off. So you eat it. Don't worry, it's healthy. It's okay. It doesn't have any health impacts, guys. Yeah, just trust us, bro. That's literally that's literally their whole marketing scheme is, or their thing is just like, just trust us, bro. Like,
nope.
Nah, not even close. But yeah, guys, check it out. You got also, I forgot to mention earlier, we do have the Patriot Dad family community. It's up to 15 members, guys. You can join that. I do post some additional comments in there. I also do post clips from the shows, little clips that also go up on YouTube and on X. So those do get posted in there. Crispy says 100% correct. Yep, guys, and you also have our live schedule. Don't forget that. Scroll down there. It's pinned at the very top. It is Monday, Wednesday, Friday evening update, Saturday weekly update, topic exchange on Tuesdays. I apologize for last night, guys. I was not there. I am exhausted right now. So I heard it was still a good discussion. I look forward to joining you guys again next week. And then also we have the space with Shell Sundays at 4 for the Strange Journey Through the Bible. So make sure to check all those out. Get into our section on crime, guys. Politics UK posted this. They said, new alert. The government is set to scrap trial by jury for most cases. Only murder, rape, manslaughter, and a few public interest cases will go to a jury, while other cases will be decided by a single judge. None of this is good. This is not a good change for the criminal justice system in the UK at all. Like, at all. Crispy or Shell says, we love you anyways. Thank you. Even though I didn't show up, I know. Crispy says it's hard not to love PD. Thank you, Crispy. I appreciate you guys. But in response, one of my favorite YouTube channels, folks. One of my favorite YouTube channels. If you're not subscribed to What If Altus on YouTube, you should be. You should watch almost every video he puts out because they are pretty much all bangers. So What If Altus says, no, denied, no, denied again. You don't get to scrap legal principles going back to the 12th century that built the most successful society ever between the largest empires ever. Science, freedom, the Industrial Revolution, creating the modern world order, and the rest. The current British regime is the most oppressive ever in the history of the Anglosphere. Bro, that is coming from him, of all people. That last statement is crazy. What if Altus himself, that the current British regime is the most oppressive ever in the history of the Anglosphere? That is a wild statement. And if you don't understand how wild that is, it's because you're not subscribed to What If Altus, and you should be. Absolutely crazy, guys, that they're looking to get rid of trial by jury for most cases. Because do you trust the same judges that would release violent criminals, 72 prior convictions, or 72 prior arrests? They'll still release those people back out on the street to terrorize you and your family. You trust those people to make good judgments when it comes to your crimes? Like, guys, this is an awful development for the UK. I already knew the UK had fallen, but like, holy crap. Oppressive to only the natural born citizens too. That's what's the most concerning in my opinion. Yeah, Karen, that is a valid point. The migrants are getting away with all kinds of stuff. But if you're a native born, natural born citizen in the UK, yeah, you're cooked at this point. And then you got this, Timcast pointing out, we're in crime. So this is police in Meriden, Connecticut, are searching for a man accused of stealing $8,000 worth of brass railings from the step of a local church. Guys, how screwed up do you have to be that you cut and steal all of the railings from a church? I bet you this is not a Christian. This is probably a migrant. I'm just guessing, based on the complete wanton disregard for the sense of community that church represents. Crispy says, if we don't stand up for this crap, it will soon come to America. It will. Yeah, it will. We definitely need to stand up. We cannot allow them to remove those. Make the mob great. Again, these things didn't happen when there was control. Yeah. I assume you mean like the criminal families, the mob, not like mob rule, like mobs of regular people. But yeah, guys, the Italian mob did not let this stuff happen. We were probably safer under the racketeering schemes of the Italian criminal families, the mob, than we are under our current government. I could see you making an argument for that and probably being pretty successful. You got this one. Chicago police are breaking up a wild brawl in the subway. Just another isolated incident on the Chicago Transit Authority. Oh, and there's a music for this one, so we'll check this out. But oh, nice. Let's see that move. Ooh, got him. All right. Well, we are gonna move this one to post YouTube just because of the music, and we'll watch that full video after we drop YouTube because YouTube is silly. And I can't play pretty much anything that has any music at all, or the stream will get taken down and demonetized. So we'll go back to that one. Matt Van Swall with this reporting under crime. 2 North Carolina elementary teachers have been arrested for assaulting disabled children. Can we please stop these teachers? Again, with the mob. Make the mob great again, I guess. At an elementary school, over 100 hours of classroom video allegedly showed the teachers assaulting disabled students a horrifying 14 times. Spitfire points out, though, and is probably right here, it's beyond evil, and a judge will probably let them off, especially the not white one. They might hold the white one in jail. Yeah, this whole like taking advantage of the children, being abusive of the children, like doing these heinous things to children at any level is so heartbreaking and messed up and evil, guys. Either mobs would probably work. Yeah, you're probably right, Karen. And then you get this. Okay, that sounds like mob rule from the Roman Empire. Maybe. I think about Rome pretty often, Crispy, especially when I read stories like this. Who reads this and thinks of things like Rome, the Holy Roman Empire, and public executions? I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But the death penalty is being sought for a Pennsylvania man accused of heinous things and the murder of a 2-year-old. Yes. Bring back public executions, please. Yeah, put his head on a spike. Through due process, Karen, right? Through due process. But yeah, guys, this kind of thing needs to be disincentivized. And now we're getting around to the stories that got brought up earlier. 2 National Guardsmen from West Virginia were shot and have succumbed to their injuries. This should enrage every single American. May these patriots rest in peace, guys. There, two West Virginia National Guard were ambushed and killed today by a gunman in Washington, D.C. Now, this is following Mark Kelly and others for their public statements and their demonizing of the Guard. They're demonizing of President Trump. They're demonizing of everybody not of their group. Anybody not left, they continue to demonize. So now, as Matt Van Swall points out, they won't be home with their families for Thanksgiving. Guys, prayers for the families of these guardsmen. Morrissey said he was also at some point receiving conflicting information about their status. No coloring, anything but the paper. Definitely don't touch your sister. You understand? Cowardly act of ambush. Yes. Made me absolutely angry. So we're supposed to be getting further updates. Secret Service had control of the scene within a minute. Yeah, it was an ambush. And as Donald Trump here points out, the animal that shot the two National Guardsmen is also severely wounded, but regardless will pay a very steep price. God bless our great National Guard and all our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency, am with you. Brandon Herrera, with this post, says the cowards responsible can't possibly get what he deserves, but I hope he gets the worst that we can give him under the law. Yes. You also see fun things like we were just talking about. Public conclusions. Guys, public embarrassment, public punishments absolutely should get brought. Like this, the stock and pillory is one of my favorites. I don't know what we're doing, guys. But then even the Trump derangement syndrome is so bad, and this should infuriate everybody, is we already have MSNBC coming out not long after the shooting defending the gunman of all people. If you would believe it, guys. MSDNC defending the gunman.
But of course, you know, there's so much controversy happening in the United States right now with ICE, who are also wearing uniforms.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to say this is okay because ICE wears uniforms too? Crispy says, declare martial law for 1 month and take out every criminal. At this point, Crispy, I'm less and less opposed to it. But literally trying to say, oh, because ICE wears uniforms that are similar to the National Guard uniforms, I can understand. I could see why people might be doing these things. No.
Nope.
No. Stop, MSNBC. Stop.
And wearing masks. And so there's, you don't know, people walking around with uniforms in an American city. There are some Americans that might object to that.
I'm sorry. So because they're walking around in uniforms and some people might object to that, it's okay to ambush and murder them? Like, guys, the Trump derangement is so crazy. The support of illegal immigrants is so strong that they're willing to make these statements publicly. Kara says, to see that the National Guard had no business being in D.C. and completely ignoring the result that they brought is totally infuriating. To say, yes, exactly. They're like, dude, we brought the Guard to D.C. The change was so stark, even Democrat Mayor Muriel Bowser, who's not running for re-election coming up, came out publicly and thanked Trump and the National Guard for the changes in D.C. Yeah, to completely ignore that and then be like, well, they were wearing uniforms.
And so apparently this shooting has happened.
So they're trying to excuse the shooting based on the fact that ICE wears uniforms and the National Guard wears uniforms, and they're wearing these uniforms in an American city. And yes, Karen, they are completely ignoring the good that the National Guard has done in Washington, D.C. Because why? They don't want that good. They don't want Washington, D.C. safe. They don't want your local Democrat city safe. They don't want you feeling safe, because if you feel safe, you won't want to give them more money and more power. The Democrats don't want you safe in your own city. Full stop. Just remember that come election time. The Democrats don't want you to feel safe in your own city, and they will defend the criminals and the drug runners to keep you scared. Some days, guys, like I still love doing this. I still love talking with you guys. I still love bringing you guys the news, but like this stuff the corruption is infuriating. CNN just a few weeks ago compared to the National Guard to Nazis. Yes, are you surprised at all?
Actually, what the president is doing through the Secretary of Defense is creating units, official military units, to quite frankly, watch the American people. And that's the thing that is absolutely abhorrent. It reminds me so much of what happened in Germany in the 1930s. Actually, what the president is doing through
the Communist News Network, folks, they are not your friends. The Clinton News Network, they're not your friends. What, buddy? Looks like you broke it. Oh, well, I don't know what happened. Yeah, so let's compare them to Nazis. Let's excuse the murder of them because they were wearing a uniform in an American city, guys. So you know who else wears wears uniforms in American cities? The military. So you think it's okay then? Is the Democrat stance that if somebody in military uniform has to stop at the pharmacy on the way home from base, that they're going to stop at a pharmacy, but because they're in an American city and they're wearing a uniform, it should be okay to assassinate them? Because people might have strong feelings about somebody in a uniform in an American city. Crispy says Democrats want drug addiction, homelessness, and illegals so that they can ask for more funds. Yes, more funding and more power, because they will always say, I have a solution to your problem, even if it's a problem they create. And it's almost always a problem that they created. They will turn around and tell you, don't worry, I'm from the government. I'm here to help, and I know a solution that will help you. All I need from you is I need you to vote for me and vote for my friends. Give us more power and give us more funding, and we'll fix all of your problems. And then they'll go create the problem again by releasing these animals back onto the street, and then 2 years later, they're going to come right back to you and say, we can fix this. If you elect me and elect my friends and you give me more money and you give me more power, we can fix it. And the cycle just keeps going. If you're still voting for Democrats in this country, I seriously question your mental faculties and your competency to walk and breathe at the same time. This is a photo of the alleged shooter being taken, hogtied, mostly naked, it looks like, on a stretcher. Don't worry, we could fix it, says Crispy. Billions in taxpayer money lost in the fraud. Yeah, that's exactly how they're doing it. And that real nice groomed beard there gives me some weird vibes, guys. I don't know about you. That doesn't feel like it was probably a Christian that did that. We'll see, though. We'll see if they tell us. If they tell us, it'll be because it's a Christian and he's a white guy. If they don't tell us, it's because it's not a white guy and not a Christian. So let's see how much updates we get on the shooter. If anyone has a more current update, because after show prep, I may have missed it. So if there has been more information about that shooter, please post it, and we'll post the link here in the chat and I will pull it up. 500 more National Guard to be deployed to D.C. Aloha snack bar. That's my guess, Crispy. That is my guess as well. So in response to this, they are sending more National Guard to D.C., which they should. They should send all the National Guard to D.C. They should just implement martial law in D.C. from now on. Chicago mayor, though, this is my favorite, guys. These two stories back to back. I pulled these back to back on purpose. But Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson Real clown. We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. It's racist. I'm sorry. Quick question, Mr. Johnson. For you to declare that incarcerations are racist, are you implying that there are too many of one color that are in jail? Or one nationality? Too many of them in jail? Like, what's your argument here? You're overrepresented? Is it the per capita statistics that are getting to you? You should have a conversation with Karen, Mr. Johnson. But let's just watch this quick video.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence.
Wrong. You can.
We've already tried that.
No, you didn't. You kept letting them out.
And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world. Without solving the problems of crime and violence.
Probably because we're not solving the root causes. They say it's socioeconomics. How about let's keep fathers in the home? How about let's keep families together? How about let's stop incentivizing bad behavior with taxpayer dollars? How about that? How about we start there, Mr. Johnson?
The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is.
We have? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did anyone else catch it? When did we move past incarcerating criminals? Like when? What solution do we have in our pocket that is better than incarcerating criminals? Like, what else do you do with them? We can't put them all in a wood chipper, Johnson. You kind of have to put them in jail. You keep them out of society. They've proven that they cannot be productive members of society. They're murdering people. They're raping people. They're committing burglary. They're doing all kinds of heinous things. They belong apart from society. If you won't let us lock them up, then you need to let us end their lives. Because they're not going to integrate into society. They're not. If you're the kind of person that is going to grape a 2-year-old, you do not belong in society. If you're the kind of person that thinks that murdering somebody to get into a gang is a funny idea, you don't belong in polite society. If you think committing massive fraud and theft like Bernie Madoff or any of these other people is acceptable in polite society, you're wrong. They belong in prison. If you don't think most of Congress belongs in prison, I also question your faculties.
Racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
I'm pretty sure it's not unholy. I'm pretty sure anyone, just poll real quick. Were there jails and people put in jails in the Bible? I'm sorry. I believe there were. Like Joseph was in jail for a while and started interpreting dreams. And yeah, like jail. He was in jail. Jail was in the Bible. Like, the only unholy thing is the fact that we have Democrats that are just pro-murder of children, pro-mutilation of children, pro-mental illness, pro-drug dealer, pro-drug trafficker, pro-crime. That is the evil, folks. It's these people trying to point the finger at us and tell us we're evil while they perpetrate some of the worst and most heinous things on humanity in history. Planned Parenthood as an organization has killed more people than almost any other organization or entity ever. And then we're going to turn around and people are going to say, oh, but there's a population crisis. Maybe it's because you aborted half of a damn generation. Maybe. And like it just got pointed out, El Salvador did lay out a roadmap to this. El Salvador did, and not only that, Nayib Bukele himself, president of El Salvador, also posted about it. The root cause IQ, you can't fix it. I mean, that's fair, Karen, you really can't. Nayib Bukele posted this. You can literally incarcerate your way out of violence. That is precisely why incarceration exists in the first place. Yeah. Crispy says abortion is the #1 cause of death. Yes. Weird. So this chart is a murder rate versus incarceration rate in El Salvador. You can see the murder rate, that red line, got very high until there was a sharp uptick in the incarceration rate. And then look at what the murder rate is doing right now, right here. We are very low. In fact, I believe, and someone can fact check me, that El Salvador has the lowest per 100,000 murder rate in the Western Hemisphere. This is literally the roadmap, folks. Oh, look at that. They are now have a murder rate lower than the U.S. Homicide rate, 1.9 per 100,000. Guys, this is, you literally can, and it's provable, incarcerate your way out of crime. It is the only way. Crispy says El Salvador is one of the safest places to visit now. Yeah, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a bunch of people from El Salvador that have come here to flee the violence if they don't go back, to get away from the violence here, because it's worse here now than it is in El Salvador. Sith Master Dad himself with this one. We as Americans should make sure we do not buy things from South Africa. Yeah, because Kekius, Elon Musk, Starlink is not allowed to operate in South Africa because I'm not black. He is from South America. Elon is an African American. Never forget that the richest person on earth is an African American. Yeah. One of the highest IQ people, African American, guys.
Now I'm in this absurd situation where I was born in South Africa but cannot get a license to operate in Starlink because I'm not black.
Well, it looks
Does
like
that
that's
seem
about
right to
it
you?
looks
Does
like
that
that
seem right to you?
looks like that's about to change.
I just asked you a question. Please answer. Does that seem right to you?
Well, those rules were designed to bring
yes or no?
those rules were designed to bring about an era of more economic equality in
Oh, no. Forced equity is not equality.
South Africa, and it looks like the government has found a way around those rules for you.
I asked you a question.
That's awkward.
This is your interview. Everyone wants to hear from you.
I asked you a question. Yes or no?
Not
Racist
for me.
laws, yes or no?
Not for me to answer. I have got a question for you about your.
She can't even answer the one question. She's so terrified of the government in that country that she cannot answer a simple question. She knows how she wants to answer, and you can hear it in her voice that she is terrified to answer this question.
Your government works out the amount of savings.
Why do you like racist laws?
This is not for me to answer. Come on.
Why not? Oh, that's right. No freedom of speech.
Yes, it is.
Now, you wouldn't be trying to dodge a question.
So you have to.
Oh, really? She's going to turn around and try and blame Hedge for dodging it? Oh, my God. It'd be funnier if he just hung up on her.
That's the question. I answered my question. No, you answered 40 laws in South Africa that give that basically give strong preference to if you're a black South African. Now I'm in.
Yes, racist laws. I could say it. I have no problem saying it. That law is racist. That law would probably, maybe, get thrown out here in the United States based on the Civil Rights Act, because you're not supposed to discriminate based on indelible traits. We should have merit, guys. Meritocracy. Why would Starlink not be allowed to operate in South Africa? And how mad would they get if Elon put on blackface just to get the permit to operate Starlink in South Africa? Do you think they would allow that, or do you think they would try and cancel him further? I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it'd be hilarious. That's why I support Trump's efforts to end all race-based government policy. Yes, meritocracy, folks. Race doesn't matter when it comes to performance, when it comes to hiring, when it comes to admissions. Race shouldn't matter at all. It should be based entirely on, do you deserve to be there more than the other person? And who deserves to be there and who doesn't? That's it. Do the work. Great interview exchange there, though. He made her very uncomfortable, and I am all about that. This one's interesting. I'm not going to play the conspiracy theory video on this one, but they're basically saying that the moon landing was staged, right? They got community noted. Well, we could discuss that later, but this is more of a meme. This is a joke. This is the end science and tech section. The moon landing was staged. That's a nice double entendre because it is a staged rocket. That's how orbital rockets work, dude. Yes. Single stage to orbit, SSTOs, because of the way the rocket equation works, you are carrying so much extra dry mass for no reason. They just don't really work, guys. Your payload capacity to orbit with an SSTO is minuscule compared to using a staged rocket like the Saturn V. So the launch to the moon was staged. I believe it was 4 or 5 stages. Just putting that out there, folks. The more you know. We're going to get into culture. Sad state of affairs that this country... This is an excerpt from an earnings call, I believe. Let's just watch it. It's a minute and 48 seconds. This is about Campbell's.
We live in a disgusting science food garbage world, and a Campbell's executive there's leaked audio now of him saying that we've got sick, disgusting, poor people. Okay, I don't know. He said we have sick, poor people, and they're eating weird bioengineered meat, and he wouldn't buy this garbage. He's right. This is a sad state of affairs in this country. We are not getting real food to poor people. SNAP is not helping anybody. We are sickly, plastic-filled, diseased people, and our endocrine systems are disrupted.
This is exactly what Chad was talking about from his travels to Europe. He was just fine. He had no gastrointestinal issues when he was traveling abroad. Zero issues. Comes back to the United States and had GI issues within 24 hours of returning to the U.S. and eating American food.
How we get past this, honestly, it is a massive challenge.
Yeah.
There are many solutions. There are many opportunities, but this is the world we live in. I'm going to play you this audio. You've got to hear what this dude said. Are they going to play the leaked audio in this, or am I going to go pull it up somewhere else?
I don't buy products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat.
I'm sorry, what? Bioengineered meat in the chicken noodle soup?
I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
I'm gonna be right back and go look for Campbell's chicken soup in my pantry. I'll do it after the show, but that's gross.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
Wow.
For the I'm like, you dumb
Wow. Oh, man, that was bold. He certainly doesn't like those Indians. Here's the sad reality. Aside from his denigrating comments, is he wrong?
No.
We have poor people. He says, what is it? We got ish for effing poor people. Well, you don't got to denigrate the poor people.
Nope.
Certainly better that people have food than don't, I guess.
Is it? When that food is like, you extend their lives a little bit, but then you give them disease. Oh, guys, if you have Campbell's chicken noodle soup in your pantry, you might want to reconsider your choices. You got this one. Cat Turd posted out for the New York Post, but guys, there were 249 underage drinkers were found in a bar raid. This is in our culture section because we all know that you and me have underage drank and other things at some point, allegedly, maybe. Man. As Autism Capital points out, though, guys, it's crazy that you can be 18. It's legal for you to vote, go to war, die, smoke cigarettes, but you suddenly not mature enough to drink alcohol. I mean, probably not mature enough to do any of those things nowadays at 18, but let's see what it sounds like. 249 underage drinkers in a bar raid. Probably confiscated a lot of fake IDs. People are blowing up what is that, a 117? That's definitely above 0.08. Guys, I'll eat Campbell's soup in my green bean casserole tomorrow, reluctantly. Oh, Karen, don't do it.
Nope.
Don't do it. Also, guys, they literally did the meme this week. Men have officially taken over as being better women than women. The world's strongest woman competition. Oh my God. He literally did the meme, guys. World's strongest woman title was stripped finally of their title after organizers discovered that I'll say he, was born a man. Yes, you can tell this person is enormous. Headlines are getting more retarded by the day. Yes, Retard Fighter, thank you. And as Planet of Memes pointed out, they did, in fact, do the meme, guys. Look at this dude. Like, South Park did this meme a while ago where you had Macho Man Randy Savage savaging the women in the competition. In the picture you can't see right now, you have the woman is bruised and bloodied. Like, how did we get here? This is completely asinine and dumb. Oh, this is how we got here. Fighting with memes. This also I put under culture, not memes. It could be both. We are getting close to memes. There's a little bit of bleed over. This is when you have black men with no fathers versus white men with no fathers. I don't know which is the better outcome for society. They are both very destructive to the culture. Karen with a joke about the strong woman, man. This guy could be a defensive tackle for the Packers. You're not wrong. Yeah, guys, you tell me. 1 for black men with no fathers, 2 white men no fathers. Which of these two pictures, number 1 or number 2, is worse for our culture and our society? Zero. Karen, that wasn't a choice. I'm going to go with number 2. Just because there are numerically more of them. And it's way creepier to me. Yeah, I'm going with number 2. I think 2's worse. They're both bad. Don't get me wrong. It's a narrow margin of victory, but I think 2 is worse. And then you have this. West Virginia posted this one out, guys. That's Kathy Griffin? Yeah. I don't know what happened to her. There was the old picture of her holding Trump's bloody head. Yeah, but Karen, I agree. 1 commits the majority of murders and homicides, but 2 makes everyone gay and retarded. And then eventually we have no population. So, yikes. But a freeze-dried Macaulay Culkin is a wild way to talk about Kathy Griffin. Like I said, Karen, it's a narrow margin for me, but I think 2 is worse. That's my opinion. You can have a different opinion. That's perfectly acceptable. Then we get into memes, guys. The algorithm has been real rough. Back to 0. Fair enough. The algorithm's been real jacked up lately. It's not helping me, that's for damn sure. But got this one from Hunter Eagleman. Can you fix the algorithm? The best I can do is show you the Nigerians and let you do the work. Challenge is accepted. You got this one. Come on, fight yourselves. The Russian bots, the Nigerian bots, the European bots, Taiwanese, Israeli, and Chinese bots, all poking the Americans, try to get us to fight each other. This is pretty much what's happening right now on X, is the majority of the accounts that are trying to create the infighting are not even American accounts. They are from all over the place, but not from here. So I really do appreciate this. The algorithm is cooked, but not as cooked as this meme, guys. Justin Bieber and Justin Bieber. As Dr. Cloud points out, bro. Gonna give that one a like. If you know, you know. Like, yikes. Then we have this one. If you've seen the movie, you know the reference, guys. And if you see where he's probably at and the pole he's about to lick, he's better off licking the original pole. That's for damn sure. His tongue might have stuck to the pole that was frozen, but at least he didn't come away with herpes. Or any of the other various diseases that he might catch licking this pole. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. You're going to get hepatitis. Don't do it. You got this one. The Pharmaho tribe. Guys, the Elizabeth Warren Indian meme's funny. This one, because of her ties to Big Pharma and the Indian memes, and calling her a hoe at the same time. Guys, this is good. This is priceless right here. Like, oh, Farbaho, gotta love it. This one, Marjorie Taylor Greene, retire now? Retire a month right after my taxpayer-funded lifetime pension kicks in. Yeah. Lick the correct poll. Which is the correct poll, Crispy? Which? Please specify which poll is correct. I have questions. I'm also going to leave this one up there for a minute or so because it took me a second to get the joke, but also I just really appreciate it. Defying L's with this one. This aged well. Yes. Yes, it is a very nice aged well. Although somebody had to ruin it and say it's a fire pit. I come on. The one that freezes your tongue? Okay. I don't know if it's a smart idea to do, but it is a better choice for sure than the stripper pole. Yes, guys, this very nice looking aged well. And then this one from Hitch Slap, guys. This one just slaps. Me, after asking the girl next to me on the plane where she's flying to, it's like, Jesus, I just want to go back to sleep. Stop talking. Oh, my God. Don't do this. If you value your time, your sanity, or your peace, do not do this on an airplane. Do not do it. It's like, what you get for hosting spaces. Yep. I will never recover from this. Oh, guys. We're going to check out, see if anyone sent us some memes real quick. So let's go ahead and we are going to check. We have some Crispy, some Sith. Okay, we got a couple of other memes. Let's see. We have there we go. Sith Master with this guy. Okay, this I'm fully on board with. This is a man arrested after trying to fight cousin for swapping real turkey with a vegan substitute. Okay, like I'll allow this one. Totally on board, guys. That is just wrong. How dare you swap real meat for a vegan substitute without telling anybody? That is absolutely fighting words. Now we're going to get into some crispy. When the deviled eggs are fire. Guys, this is something I'm hoping is at Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. Deviled eggs are so good. And a really good deviled egg, I could eat a whole tray. Yeah, that feeling. Yeah, I get it. 100% true, crispy. What is happening? Me trying to blend in on Thanksgiving. Crispy, what is happening here? What is that supposed to be? A pickle? A gourd of some sort? Like what is happening? Please explain. And then we have the tryptophan. When it kicks in, okay. Or tryptamine. I think it's tryptophan, but the turkey. Gonna feel real good tomorrow. I gotta take a real good nap. I promise. I promise you. Plan on eating at least 36 tomorrow. That is a solid goal, sir. Solid goal. If somebody makes that many, you should eat that many. I am 100% in support. Turns out, this from Karen. We are on to Karen memes, guys. Criminals are the root cause of crime. Yes, that actually checks out 100% of the time. That is correct 100% of the time. It's a pickle trying to blend in with family, but never does. Oh, you know what? All of those folks out there in the audience that are not lefties, that have lefty relatives, good luck tomorrow. We should actually say a prayer for all of you. So real quick, while we're in the middle of memes, I'm going to say, Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Please be with my audience and those who are of the not left as they dine and break bread with family and friends tomorrow on Thanksgiving with people of the left. Please give them the strength to resist the temptation to laugh, to ridicule and humiliate said family members. Just try and get us all through dinner with peace without starting a civil war. In your Son and Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. All right. Just had to get that one out there, guys, because tomorrow is going to be fire. Could be good, could be bad. Let's find out. When you're the only liberal kid in class and the teacher brings up retards. Everyone's like, yeah, that's you, kid. They're talking about you. Foreigners, I feel bad for you. Americans, I don't think about you at all, other than to try and get you to leave. Shell says, amen. That's right. That was the best prayer I could give you guys right now as you go to war with family. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Your opinion. A fucking... But you're a... Thank you for sharing your opinion, but you're a leaf. Oh, a Canadian. Yes, your opinion doesn't matter. There's a bunch of accounts we just found out this last week that are actually Canadian accounts. It's a very strange thing when you get these foreign accounts trying to involve themselves in domestic politics. It's like, guys, can we just not? Like, can we not? That would be great. A maple leaf, yes, Canadians. Oh, but guys, we're going to drop YouTube here real quick. It's been a lot of fun. YouTube, you're lame. I apologize. If you're on YouTube and watching, thank you for your support. It's not you, it's the platform, folks. It's not your fault. But if you want to come on over to X or to Rumble, you can see the last few things that I will play before we head out. But on your way out, please join the Patriot Dad family community. Please check out the website. Please check out our schedule that is posted in the pinned post in my profile, folks. And support the channel and the rest of the audience in any way that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you, YouTube, but you need to go. Bye.